Frederick Winslow Taylor was born on March 20, 1856, in the United States. He became famous for his ideas about work and efficiency. He wanted to make factories better, faster, and more productive. He studied how workers did their jobs and found ways to improve them. His ideas changed the way people worked in many industries and had a lasting impact on business and production. Taylor worked in a steel factory when he was young. He noticed that workers used different methods to do the same job. Some workers were fast, but others were slow. Some wasted time by taking unnecessary steps. He thought that if everyone worked in the best way, factories could produce more goods and waste less time. This idea made him curious about finding the perfect way to complete a task. He carefully observed workers and wrote down their movements. He used a stopwatch to measure the time they took to complete different tasks. He tested different methods to find out which one was the fastest and most efficient. After many experiments, he found the best way to perform each task. Then, he taught workers to follow that method. He called this system scientific management. He believed that science, rather than personal experience, should decide the best way to work. One of Taylor's important ideas was to divide work into small steps. Instead of one worker completing an entire task, he suggested that each worker should focus on one specific part of the task. This made work easier and faster because workers became skilled at their particular step. He also said that managers should plan the work, and workers should follow the plan. This way, there was less confusion, and factories could produce more goods with higher quality. Taylor wrote a book called The Principles of Scientific Management in 1911. In this book, he explained his ideas in detail. He argued that workers should not decide how to do their jobs based on their experience alone. Instead, managers should study the work scientifically and find the best method. Then, they should train workers to follow the correct process. This approach helped businesses become more efficient and profitable. One example of Taylor's method was in a steel company. The company's workers had to move heavy metal using shovels. They used different sizes of shovels, and this caused problems. Some shovels were too big, which made the workers tired quickly. Some shovels were too small, which made the work slow. Taylor tested different sizes of shovels and found the best one for the job. When workers used the best shovel, they could move more metal with less effort. This small change helped the company produce more steel in less time. Taylor also studied bricklayers, the workers who build walls with bricks. He observed that they moved too much and wasted time. Some had to bend down many times to pick up bricks, while others moved their arms in unnecessary ways. He tested different techniques for laying bricks and discovered the fastest and most efficient method. Then, he trained the bricklayers to use this method. As a result, the workers built walls more quickly and with less effort. Taylor's ideas helped companies save money and increase production. Many businesses used his methods, and factories became more organized. Workers followed specific steps to complete their tasks in the best way possible. However, some workers did not like his ideas. They thought that scientific management made work too strict and repetitive. They wanted more freedom to do their jobs as they preferred. Some workers also felt that they were treated like machines, expected to work faster without concern for their well-being. Even though some workers resisted Taylor's ideas, many factories continued to use them. His ideas spread to other countries, and industries such as car manufacturing, shipbuilding, and construction adopted scientific management. Businesses saw the benefits of organizing work in a systematic way. One famous company that used Taylor's ideas was the Ford Motor Company. Henry Ford applied scientific management to build cars. He created the assembly line, a system where each worker performed one small task repeatedly. The product moved from worker to worker until it was finished. This method made car production much faster and cheaper, allowing Ford to sell cars at lower prices. As a result, more people could afford to buy cars, and the automobile industry grew rapidly. Taylor also believed that workers should receive fair pay based on their performance. He introduced the piece rate system, which meant that workers were paid for each product they finished. This encouraged workers to be more productive because they earned more money when they worked efficiently. However, some people criticized this system because it put too much pressure on workers to work quickly, sometimes at the cost of their health and well-being. Despite criticism, Taylor's ideas influenced modern business and management practices. Some people disagreed with him and argued that scientific management made work too difficult and stressful. They believed that workers should have more control over their jobs and be allowed to use their creativity. Others thought that Taylor's ideas were useful, but needed to be applied carefully to balance efficiency with worker satisfaction. Over time, companies modified and improved Taylor's methods. Today, many businesses still use scientific management principles. Modern companies use computers, artificial intelligence, and technology to analyze work processes and find better ways to complete tasks. Many industries, including manufacturing, logistics, and healthcare, use scientific management to improve efficiency and reduce costs. Taylor died in 1915, but his ideas continued to shape the world of work. His work laid the foundation for modern management and industrial engineering. Many factories and businesses still follow his principles today. His influence can be seen in production lines, quality control systems, and workplace organization. Scientific management has evolved over time, but its basic principles remain important in the modern economy.